Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Monday night mashup live call-in show. Decided to do this one at the last minute. Didn't even really want to do this one. That's how you know I'm back to my day job. I was at work today and I'm mash up for real. 10:45 p.m. in the UK, and all I'm thinking about is I got a deadline for tomorrow. I'm hella tired, and look at me doing this live call-in show like I haven't got things to do. So this is going to be a quick one today, a real quick one, because I've got to finish off this work for the deadline, and I have not finished yet. Really haven't finished it. Let me go look at my thing. I've done this presentation I'm doing tomorrow is 31 slides deep. What, you lot don't think I don't work? I'm out here working, cuz. Anyways, what's been happening? What's been happening in the world of West Indies cricket? I guess it's been CPL. Do you want to know something, people? I've not watched one match of CPL. All I've watched is highlights. I've not watched one match. I've not stayed up for one match. I've not woken up to what. Even on Sunday there was an early match. I didn't even watch that. one. Men are messaging me going, CPL's so exciting this year. I don't know, because I ain't watching. I'm watching highlights. Don't let me get twisted. I'm watching extended highlights. But I ain't staying up. I'm not staying up for CPL. You don't want me to stay up for CPL, you gotta pay me. I'm not just staying up just cause. No way. Then those days are over. Let's move. We're getting straight into this because I need to go back and finish off my presentation. Oh my God! Do you not want to know what that presentation's on? Actually, it's actually a serious thing. It's on safeguarding, and it's on how so it's a massive presentation about effective safeguarding and how you keep young people safe and make sure that you're aware of the signs to look out for if a young person might be at risk of harm, abuse, or whatever it might be. That's the serious work I do. You lot must think I'm some joke, man. I'm big things out here, I do my job. I do work for real still. My papa didn't raise no fool. You get what I mean? Know what I'm saying out here. So, anyways, let's get into it. I'm being serious though. That's actually what I'm doing it on. Let's get into it though, people. West Indies cricket. Let's talk on it. Obviously, CPL will dominate the chat today. I don't think there's anything. The women's team, I guess, was announced. There'll be a CCP video coming out on the women's team that was selected for the World Cup. In time. What else has happened? Has anything else happened? No, it's just CPL. I'll be surprised if you have anything else to talk about other than CPL. Where's the link for this thing? So let's get straight into it. I did a video. Big up Hyder, the guy who does all of our shorts for Caribbean Cricket Podcast. So he clips all of our shows and he decides what are the things that are worth clipping from our shows to put out there. So he clipped the Rakheem Cornwall comment I made. Do you know how many uncles I've had cussing me today about how dare you say Rakheem Cornwall should play for the West Indies? You don't see that Rakheem ain't big. And everybody I don't think people understood the point I was making. So for the benefit of those who are in the live right now, and the numbers are steadily climbing, like the live, by the way, people, share, subscribe. For the benefit of those who didn't understand the point of that short or that reel or whatever you want to call it that we put out today, I'm not saying Rakheem Cornwall should be in the West Indies team. That's not the point I'm making. The point I was making was when you study the statistics, in fact, have I even? It's on my phone, cuz I put in the Discord earlier today. Or did I? Did I put in the Discord? No, it's on my phone. Anyways, the point is, when you study the statistics, Rakheem Cornwall, statistically, I'm not making this up, statistically, he is the best opener in CPL when it comes to strike rate. I'm not talking about runs scored. I'm not talking about can he run twos. I'm talking about strike rate. Now, I'm not making information up. If I say something, it's because I know what I'm talking about. Statistically, Rakheem Cornwall has the best strike rate as an opener. CPL, year after year after year, when you look at strike rates and then when you average it out over the last 5 years, Rakheem Cornwall statistically has the best strike rate as an opener. And what that means is he doesn't waste time. It doesn't mean he'll always make runs, but Johnson Charles don't make runs, and he played the whole World Cup, and he don't make no runs. But Rakheem Cornwall strikes at a better strike rate than Johnson Charles. So Rakheem, probably because he's a big man, he ain't wasting. He knows he can't run, so he ain't wasting time. It's either going out the park or it's going to the boundary. And if he don't do that, he's getting out. So what else do you want from someone who's an opener? Isn't that the whole point of the power play? Isn't that the whole point? So all I was doing was just saying, statistically, he's got the best strike rate in CPL. So maybe if you just used him as a pinch hitter and just said, you know what, big man, go out there and just try hit some sixes and fours. We know it's not always going to come off, but we do know that if it does come off, you've pretty much won us the game. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about. I'm not here fighting for Cornwall to be in the team. More so, what I'm actually saying is, I wonder if West Indies even know that. I wonder if anyone in West Indies cricket even knows that statistically he's got them. I bet no one knows, you know. I bet when I put that video out, that was the first time anyone in West Indies cricket even knew he has the best strike rate in T20. And man, I look at it going, rah, I didn't know that, you know. So it wouldn't surprise me if nobody even knows that. So anyways, the point is I'm not advocating for Rakheem to be in the team. I'm just giving some facts about it. Anyways, whatever, man. Whatever. Let's get into it. CPL chat, I guess. Mr. Brown is the first. Good point from Sachin though. Sachin says, "Do you want Cornwall back?" Or remember, so Sachin, obviously Evan's the guy. If Evan is ready, obviously he hit 100 yesterday or 2 days ago, or whatever it was. Obviously, if Evan is interested again, then you bring Evan Lewis back. Evan Lewis is better than every single opener in the region, really and truly. If we're talking about international standards, Evan's better than Shea. He's better than Carl Mayers. He's better than Brandon King. He's better than Johnson Charles. He's better than Alec Athanaze. If you put everybody and say what's their absolute best, well, Evan Lewis is better than all of them. The question mark is, does Evan Lewis want to play for the West Indies? That's all the question mark is. If Evan Lewis is ready to play for the West Indies again and is in form, then he's better than all of them. That's just facts. Sorry, I know people are in the background, but man are cussing me, so I have to just address. So Stephen Roach says, you are a serious joker regarding Cornwall. Okay. Remember, I did the cuss out when Cornwall got run out last year. Remember when he couldn't run? And Danny Morrison did a big laugh on commentary. When Cornwall got run out last year, I did a big cuss out video on Jimbo. So it's not like I'm fighting for Jimbo here, you know. I just giving some stats on it. So yeah. It was I think Nikhil said it was Evan's first. It was weird actually. I don't know if Nikhil's listening to this, but Nikhil said it was Evan's first 50, or someone said, might not be Nikhil, first 50 in 17 innings, 17 CPL innings. But then when he scored his 100, Nikhil said that Evan Lewis was king of St. Kitts. And I was thinking, well, okay, but you just said it's his first 50 in 17 innings. So what type of king is he then? Well, I don't understand. But anyways, whatever. Let's move on. But Evan's my guy still. I'd pick Evan Lewis, West Indies. All right, let's bring Mr. Brown on. And bring him into the chat. Mr. Brown is up first. People, this one's getting locked off at 11:45. I've got to go. I'm back at work, you know. All that fun of 2 hours Monday night, impossible. I'm back at work. I've got to be up by 5:30. So Mr. Brown, let's go. Yes, Mr. Brown, how you doing?
Yeah, well, go on. I keep my thing brief because I also have a deadline that I'm trying to
No
push as
worries.
well. But I'm here. Um, I think my talking point is more about the test team that went to
Mm,
Lords.
yeah.
Yeah, because I really haven't really been keeping up with CPL personally. But anyways, we all know how they perform kind of shit at Lords, but in
Mm,
their defense, I believe they were undercooked given the situation. We look at how they performed in Australia in the first test and the second test. They they did outperform the expectations, to be fair, in Australia, and I think it's because of the three match A tour they had to South Africa in, I
mm-hmm,
believe it was November last year, or was it October? So, and we've seen how in the second test and in the third test they performed marginally better. So I believe that these players are just suffering from a cricket calendar where they don't get enough time to prepare for these tours, basically. And the same thing for the World Cup. Went to the World Cup, we played against Papua New Guinea, and we look undercooked because most of these men were in the IPL until a week before the World Cup, and then a week after the World Cup, we had the England tour. So where's the time where these players get to prepare for these tournaments? It's not like the West Indies have the luxury of skipping the IPL or skipping the World Cup to prepare for the Test series. So I think there's a serious issue with, for example, look at how there's no reason why Shamar Joseph should have been in the World Cup squad, carrying
mm.
bottles the whole time. There should have been a way to try to get him into England somehow to practice. And we only went to we went to is it London or Beckenham to play that one little warm up game. It
Yeah.
wasn't really competitive. So I think we're just suffering from a lack of preparation because clearly we've seen how in the England tour, players like Jason Holder and Jaden Seals were some of the best performing players in comparison to the rest of the players. And that's because they weren't in the World Cup squad. They were in English conditions playing for some months before. So I think our players are suffering from a lack of preparation.
Yeah, so I think that point is valid, and I'm going to make reference to something that Johnny Grave, the outgoing West Indies CEO, said on, I think it was the interview with Talksport in the UK a couple of last week. He said, pretty much echoed your point. He said that the easiest way to save Test cricket going forward is, he said, first, he said, he was, because he was kind of saying, okay, yeah, you can do a Test match fund, but he said the first thing that needs to happen is every Test series for the smaller teams needs to be a 3-match Test series, no matter what.
Mm.
That's the first thing he said. Then the second thing he said was exactly what you said, which he was like, we need more A-team tours, but there needs to be space in the calendar, and teams need to be more. What word did he use? Need to be more willing to play A-team tours. And I think the point he was making was only certain teams seem to want to play A-team tours. So we were able to go to South Africa and play their A-team. South Africa are currently playing Sri Lanka's A-team. And Johnny's point was kind of like, as the weaker teams like West Indies cannot be expected to turn up and play England. Yes, there was the fluke win in Australia, but we cannot be expected to turn up and play these teams and regularly compete if we don't have any preparation cricket beforehand. So I totally agree with you. What is the way around it? I have no idea. It seems that all, like, I don't know if you're on social media, but it's interesting that a lot of the kind of big mouths on social media with a lot of followers are now saying, yeah, Test cricket should be 2 divisions. And like Michael
Mm.
Vaughan was saying it today, and Next Man was saying it yesterday, and I was thinking, well, yeah, but people have been saying that for a while now. Like,
Yeah, years, a couple years now.
um, and like, if I could pick anything, that's what I would pick as the biggest. I would pick, because if West Indies were in a division with Pakistan and
Sri
Sri
Lanka,
Lanka and
South Africa.
Bangladesh and Zimbabwe, I guarantee you that those teams would be more willing to give us preparation games before having those series. Whereas when we go to these big nations, it's just like, so like England being in a meltdown right now over why have Sri Lanka been so bad? Why have West Indies been so bad? Well, what did you expect? Like what did you actually expect to happen? So I don't know. Test cricket is just sleepwalking itself into irrelevance.
Yeah,
Things will only change when we reach a point where India, Australia, and England realise that they're only competitive against themselves and there's no one else to play. That's when they'll realise that something really needs to be done.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, have you seen that documentary that Kimber made a few years ago
Yeah,
regarding the
death of a
yes,
gentleman. Yeah, I've seen it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, given the mentality of the bigger heads at the ICC, they seem to be only out for personal profit. So I don't think things are going to change anytime soon. So it is what it is. We just have to take whatever scraps we get at this point.
yep,
And once in maybe half a decade, we'll get like a famous win
yep.
in the Gab or something, and then we'll have this conversation once again.
Exactly. That's the harsh reality of where we're at. We're just going round in circles, and we're just gonna keep having these conversations until cricket has to reach its rock bottom, and we're not there yet.
Yeah,
Until
yeah, yeah,
it reaches rock bottom, we'll just keep going round and round having these conversations. So I'm with you.
yeah. But anyways, that's my thing. All the best with your presentation. I think it's a very valuable topic.
No worries, man. No worries. It's a late one
Yeah.
tonight, but thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
All right, no problem. Yes, Fireball, you're up next. I'm running through these calls quick today. Fireball, let me not even do any lay and just bring Fireball on. Oh no, sorry, there was a super chat, wasn't there? Big up Daniel for the super chat. Thank you. Not even super. Yeah, in fact, it was a super chat. Sorry, Uncle Mash, look, bruck up. I'm bruck up, I am bruck up for real. This CCP thing, it's not compatible. It's not compatible with a working life, really bruck up. All it took was one day of going back to school for me to be bruck up. So, anyways, someone get a sponsor for this podcast. Anyways, let's move on. Thank you, Daniel, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Right, Fireball.
What's up, Mash? What's up, the CCP fans?
How you doing, Fireball? How you doing, bro?
I'm a bit tired, but I'm doing all right. I'm going to just be short with seatbelt and I'll be talking to the real meat of the situation, Test cricket.
Yes, yes.
CPL, I don't know how these fellow youth men like this stupid thing, Serious talk. I've been watching it. It's like watching a bad WWE show on the Vince McMahon. It's so, it's so scripted in a way. I watch a marble. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's not bad bowling. That seems suspect, but that's just me. Other than that, I'm gonna keep it short and talk about the PR in Test cricket.
Hold on. Before you go to Test cricket, I just want to ask you one question, just because obviously you're in Trinidad. Why is it that you think the Guyanese can talk for Guyana? So I won't ask you about Guyana, but why is it that you think Trini people love TKR so much, though?
I believe this is my personal experience, but even with this feeling, I never got the love for TKR, but our goats like Narayan, Pollard, Bravo got fought down by the CWI and the prior administration, and they never got the flowers that they deserved, and they never get to play the games that other legends of the T20 game got to play, like Anil Rashid, for example. So Trinis get to see their players play at a level in front of the home crowd, instead of just seeing them getting disrespected by the West Indies over and over again. That's my take on it.
So you think it fosters like a real sense of Trini pride that these are our goats. They've dominated all around the world, and here they are playing for Trinidad.
Yes.
So then here's my next question. So what happens when the Ryan Pollard Bravo's just announced he's not playing after this year? So what happens when the Ryan Pollard Bravo move on? All that leaves is Puran.
I said this on Discord. I think TK will just lose fans. I think it'll just be Guyana. Who cares about this? Guyana's the only team that proved themselves, the only fan base that proved themselves that will support this team no matter what. I don't think TK is like that. I think when TK starts to lose, I think people will stop supporting them.
Interesting. Well, listen, if there's any Trinis in the chat, let me know in the comments. What do you reckon when the GOAT generation moves on? Because Dre's on that team as well. I know he's not Trini, but Dre's what, 36? Narayan must be 35. Pollard is 36, 37. So we're at a critical changing of the guard point very soon for TKR. Then what, people? But Fireball done said what he said. Fireball, but you wanted to talk about Tess.
Yeah, I want to talk about Test.
Yeah, go for it.
I had a talk with one youth man in the CCP Discord about me prefer watching the Sri Lanka England test over done CPL 10 o'clock in the morning, right? Even though I knew Sri Lanka was going to lose. I knew it. I'd rather watch Sri Lanka block out instead of watching Dunson Bosey CPL. And I believe Test cricket has a bad PR. Outside the big three. Well, outside England, Australia. I think India has Test support, but not like England. England is the only place I think will fill a stadium for Test cricket, regardless who they play. I think people, I blame the boards. I blame the ICC for this as well. That we just think Test cricket is just a boring 5 days of investment and draining. People don't have the time, but I don't believe that. People take time off midweek to go watch CPL late at night.
So are you saying it's a marketing problem?
I think it's a marketing problem with Test cricket. I think outside the big three, only people who really like cricket appreciate Test cricket. Everyone else thinks it's a boring block and play format. Like so my generation.
Let me ask you something. If West Indies started winning Test matches regular, let's be realistic, not against like England, Australia, although we beat England in the Caribbean all the time, not against England, Australia, India, but let's say we started winning regular against. Okay, so let's say we mash up Bangladesh when they come here at the end of the year. Then we go to Pakistan and mash them up. So that would be 2 Test series win in a row. By the time Australia then turn up next summer, do you think that would have any impact on more people turning up to watch Test? Because I don't think it would. Me neither.
I think people just probably won't even know the test is going on. Like I don't think many people probably heard about the GABA. But I don't think many people follow our Test side like that. Only England, Australia, and India in a way follows the Test side really like that. To my knowledge, if any Sri Lankans or Pakistanis want to correct me, I'm realizing the younger generation, not the older generation, but the younger generation tend to see it as like a waste of time. I don't think it's sorry. Sorry.
I was going to say, do you think that can be fixed though?
I think it'd be fixed, but it's a multi-layered problem. One, and the obvious question is, we need more fun in Test cricket. We need more competition. It's not, beating up Bangladesh and Pakistan and Sri Lanka is fun and all. I don't think we could even do that. But if we're not consistently beating England, Australia, and India, no one really care. And that's impossible to do in a consistent way with the structure now.
What if they? Okay, I'm worried that there's other callers. So I'll just ask this last question. What if? And I'm just about West Indies now. Forget everybody else. What if Test matches in the Caribbean were moved to day-night? Do you think people would turn up after work to Lime if it was a day-night match?
I think more people would come, but I don't think it'll be like, it won't even be T20I numbers. It'll be more people, but I don't think it will make a significant change unless we start winning. There's a bunch of people. I know in Trinidad, these are a bunch of bandwagoners. If we're winning, we'll watch anything. But Test cricket, yeah, it'll be more people, but I don't think it'll be like a significant change. We might fill up the carrot stand, but nothing much else.
So basically what you're saying is we're finished out here. That's basically what you're saying.
Pretty much, yes. Long or short of it.
Boy. Listen, Fireball, I'm moving on because there's so many people in the background.
All right, take care, Mash.
Yeah, take care, no worries. Let me see some comments if I've missed any. So Jomo and Kruma says, I presume this is in response to people watching Test. There's a different generation now, and the passionate fans are older. I agree with that. Test cricket, to be honest, is generally too slow for most of these new generation fans. So this is the part I need to get, because I'm an uncle at the end of the day. There's no point in me trying to explain it, because I'm too old to. I can't count myself as the young generation. I am compared to like Clive Lloyd's generation. I'm a Ute man compared to them, but I'm still old enough to think that Test cricket is the ultimate. And I don't know how you convince a Ute to like Test cricket anymore. I don't know how you do it. It's easy in England because for those of you who don't live in England, the thing is, go into the Test match, wherever it be, apart from maybe Lords. I can't stand Lords. Going to a Test match is a day out in England. You lot have to understand that in England, and anybody who's from England or is English who's in the chat will probably, what I think will agree with me here. You have to understand that in England, drinking is like the foundation and fabric of the whole country. So going to a Test match means you get to drink all day and just have. I know it don't sound like it. If you haven't been, if you haven't lived in England, it won't make sense. But going to a Test match is deemed fun because you're just gonna drink all day. Basically, like the cricket's there, but it's a reason to basically go out with your mates and drink all day. Which is why Test cricket, and obviously England is a big stickler for tradition as well. So cricket, I don't think can ever die. Test cricket could never die in England because going to the Test match is a thing where you bring your mates and you can sell it as something fun to do. Even the youngsters would go as a bunch of mates. I think people think that it's not the same in Australia, but I've always thought that people have it wrong about Australia because their stadiums are massive. So like people look at like an attendance, I don't know, let's say the Gabba, for example. But isn't the Gabba like, I don't know how much it holds, but isn't it like 50,000 or something? So if you put 20,000 people in the Gabba, it looks like no one's there. But isn't it just because, I could be wrong, but isn't it always, I always think that Australia get a bad rep because their stadiums are just huge. So it just looks like there's not many people there in the stadium, but their stadiums are massive. And as for India, I can't speak for India. Obviously, Indians, I think, will turn up if it's a big test. But yeah, I don't know what to say about everybody else. I don't know. Right, so Osprey says cricket in England's like a corporate day out. Yeah, maybe that's the right phrase to use. Because a lot of my mates will go out with their companies. Like a day at the Test is like a company thing. It's like a company excursion. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is drink is involved. But that said, when I was in Trinidad, the people who were at the Test in Trinidad were drinking. A different kind of drinking. But they were drinking. They were drinking. And the thing is, Trinis, with respect to Trinis as well, Trinis can hold their drink. Like a Trini, a Trini will drink a white oak rum like it's water. And it ain't and it's not bothering them. so their kind of drinking is a different kind of drinking. So let me bring on Ronaldo. Anyways, Ronaldo's next. Let me 1 second. Right, yes, Ronaldo, how you doing?
Greetings, Smash. Greetings. How you doing?
I'm good.
I just want to start with following up with Fireball. So, here in Jamaica, I'm still traumatized the last time I went to a test match in 2015 against Australia. Mash, I remember day 3. I bought my ticket. It's Sunday. No school. And I said, yes, I can't wait to see Dennis Ramdin score a 50. I mean, we were 113 for 5. Mash, the match starts 10 o'clock. I got to the stadium 10:30. We were like 130 for 8. So I waste my money. I see everybody walking out the stadium. I remember 2006 match against India. I bought my ticket and said, yeah, we're going to beat India. Munaf Patel ran through Adrian Barrett and I'm like, what's happening here? So, Mash, I'm telling you, I don't know. Test cricket, even if it's midnight, 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it don't matter the time. I'm not wasting my money. And I know half of the Caribbean, we're not wasting our money, Mash. That's just the truth. Test cricket, we can't afford to waste our money.
Okay, let me ask you something, though. If Talawars come back to Jamaica, in whatever form they're called the next time they turn up, Jamaica Capitals or whatever we're going to be called, would you go and watch the new version of the Talawars?
Absolutely.
Oh. So tell me why. Why would you watch Talawars but not watch West Indies? In test.
Well, the Talawars, if you look at it, how many CPL titles?
Okay, true.
And at the end of the day, as much as the Talawars might be a weird franchise, they've always performed consistently well. It's just that they haven't gotten a lot of home games. But I think Talawars have done really well throughout the history of CPL. So I have no problem. And when we were playing at Sabina, I didn't miss a game. The only time I missed was 2018 when Chris Gale left. And I just left. You left
with Chris, yeah?
I started bonfire and Talawar. When he came back, I came back.
I hear that still. I hear that. So, what is it like? Because if you've been to test matches in 2006, you know test cricket, and you know T20. What is it about the? Actually, let me rephrase that. You know when West Indies played South Africa, did you go then? The T20s.
The T20s did miss me. Even when we were losing to New Zealand, those 3 T20s.
You went to those. Okay,
yeah,
so
I went to those 3. Don't miss any T20s. Don't miss.
So you'll watch West Indies in the short formats. You're just not going to no test match.
Yeah, no test.
Okay. What if West Indies started winning test matches? Would you then go to Sabina?
I mean, we don't even have to win. If it were competitive, I'd definitely go. If it were competitive, I think that's the thing. Because, Mash, in Jamaica, our economy is very bad. We got to work hard for that $3,000 to buy a ticket. And, of course, transportation and all of these stuff. We can't just throw away our money. It's just that, we'll follow the team and see. We'll check in. We'll look on television to see how we're doing and hope and pray that we're competing. But the truth is our test team, I'm not going to Sabina to watch Lahiro Kumara from Sri Lanka rough up Craig Bradford. That's not fun to watch. But I can definitely go watch T20 and see Nicholas Pooran and Brandon King smashing sixes. Even if we lose, it's entertaining. And it might be a close loss, but test cricket, my short test team is down. As you would put it, we're down.
Yeah, we're down bad. We're down bad. But let me ask you one more question. You see when JPL, for those who don't know, Jamaica Premier League, when they were hosting matches at Sabina. I don't know if you're a football fan like that.
Yeah,
Would you have got? Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
if you were, would you have gone to Sabina to watch? Like, would you go to if Reggae Boys played at Sabina? Would you go to Sabina to watch Reggae Boys?
I guess it depends. It depends. I'm not a football fan, so I wouldn't know. I guess it depends. If it's schoolboy football, maybe I'll go to Sabina to watch a schoolboy football game.
Wait, hold on. What's your school? Let me before I carry on.
It's purple and white.
Oh my god. All right. Okay. But okay, cool. I hear you still. So yeah. Anyways, any further points that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, Mash. I just have 2 quick questions for you,
Yeah.
right? I love the video you did with Santoki regarding the breakdown of the South Africa series, and you mentioned some good points about Jermaine Blackwood averaging over 30, 31, I think. And you mentioned how the other guys getting chances, don't even average 30, everything. I love that video. But then you said something that I was like, you said that we were supposed to beat Bangladesh 2-0.
Listen.
So that's my first question. Bangladesh out here roughing up Pakistan. Babar can't make 50. They got 2 bowlers bowling 90 miles per hour. And they still have Shakib. What are you talking about, man?
So I didn't see Bangladesh. I mean, I think they're 47 without loss and really and truly should win their test series against Pakistan 2-0. I did not foresee Bangladesh being able to do that to Pakistan, which means, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, if Bangladesh beat Pakistan 2-0, they're coming to the Caribbean as favourites to win the test match against West Indies. I can't believe I'm saying that, but that's the facts for me. If they beat Pakistan in Pakistan and beat them both tests, convincingly, then they should be coming to the Caribbean thinking they can beat us up as well. That's the reality. So I've gone. So to answer your question, I've gone from assuming, oh yeah, we're gonna beat up Bangladesh when they get here, to now thinking, boy, I'll take a draw. I'll take a draw right now. So that's where I'm at with the Bangladesh one.
Mash, that's how you know our test cricket is down bad, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. My second question, Mash. Last year I did a video on your checklist for the CPL. This year I haven't really done a checklist, but last year out of like the 6 points we made, we got 2 now. We managed to get in the 6 bowler. We still haven't sorted out opening, replacement for row, all of those stuff. But we got 2 out of 6. And right now I can say that our T20 team is back. Right? Our T20 team is back, and we might not have won the World Cup, but we can see that we're competitive with any team, whether it's Australia, England, South Africa. So Mash, I'm saying, where is the checklist video for 20? You can't say that we've improved, Mash. You're part of the reason why we've improved. You did the checklist. You saw that now you wanted emerging players last year.
Yeah.
You've got your emerging players this year. So 2024, you don't have no checklist video. Come on, Mash.
Okay. You know what? Listen, don't say no more. I've written it down. A checklist video is coming before the end of this week.
Yeah, that's all. Those are my 2 points. Need a checklist video.
All right, listen, Ronaldo, thank you very much for coming on, yeah?
Thank you, and I wish you all the best with your presentation.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Thank you. Cool. Right. So for those of you who aren't Jamaican, when Ronaldo said purple and white, that is a school in Jamaica known as KC. And I presume I presume he was relating to KC. But so in Jamaica, for those who don't know, we I don't know what other. I'm sure there's other countries that do it. I'm sure every country in the Caribbean does it, to be fair. But the school you go to in Jamaica means something. So when he mentioned I might go to a schoolboy match, at Sabina. Some of you who aren't from Jamaica might be like, "What?" But that's big things in Jamaica. A match between Jamaica College and Kingston College, big things. That's bigger than West Indies. That's bigger than West Indies in Jamaica. So your school in Jamaica is, for those who don't know, is a big thing, and you kind of hold on to that as part of your identity. So just for all the Jamaicans in the chat, I went to Walmers, by the way. So big up Walmers, but just so everyone knows, I'm a Walmers boy. But so yeah. And that's why, as well, with the athletics stuff, if people want to know why Jamaica's so big on athletics, we have something called Champs, which is schools championships, which is, I'd argue, it's the biggest sporting occasion in Jamaica. Really and truly, Champs is massive. So we will fill our national stadium just to watch school athletics championships. So when you want to understand why athletics is so big as a thing, well, look what we do for our schools, and then you have an idea. So anyways, let's move on. TC said I'm uptown. Do you know what? I lived uptown though, I can't lie. I lived in sorry, I'm just speaking to Jamaicans at the moment. I lived in Mona, Hope Pastures, them ends. I'm an uptown youth, yes. But yeah, so yeah. Who's next? Ulster Uncle is up next. Let's move to Ulster Uncle. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Ulster Uncle. So just sorry, the people in the background, just if you're wondering who's on what. So we've got Ulster Uncle, Josh, Kev, then Vanetta in that order. So if you're just wondering where you're at in the pecking order, I wonder what time it is for Kev. Kev's in New Zealand. What the hell time? I never know with New Zealand if they're behind, ahead. I think they're 12 hours ahead. I can't even remember with New Zealand and Australia. I presume it must be like 8 in the morning in New Zealand, but I can never remember what their timing is. Right, okay. So Ulster Uncle is up next. Let's go to him. Yes.
All right, Mash, what's up?
How you doing, bro? Do you know what? Before you start, I meant to send you a message the other day. Did my hoodie ever turn up?
It did. I meant to send you a message. Sorry. Yes, that was on my to-do list. Yes, it came, and it's brilliant. It's currently in my car.
I was panicking the other day, going, I wonder if that ever turned up to you.
No, that's my issue. I should have sent you a message. No, thank you for that. Yeah, big up yourself.
No worries,
yeah, more than that. There, I'm doing I have done a lot more stuff with Cricket Ireland as well. So I'm busy. I'm very busy out here.
Yeah, actually, let me
you put the work on me.
let me pick you up. So for those people who don't know, so when I went over to Belfast to watch the West Indies Academy against Ireland's emerging team. I can't remember when it was now. It feels like it was about 3 months ago. Anyways, Ulster Uncle was there, picked me up from the airport, dropped me back, etc. But more importantly, any of the content that you lot saw come out of that particular trip, that was all filmed by Ulster Uncle. And I think since then, if I'm not mistaken, if I've got it wrong, he's been doing some stuff with Island Cricket since then. So big up Ulster Uncle. Love to see the progress.
And that is directly from everything from the Caribbean Cricket podcast. They saw all of your videos, and they said, that. "Let me have some of that as well." You know,
fantastic. So, listen, I love to see the growth, man. Happy for you, man.
Exactly. Yeah. And I look forward to you being back over. We'll do some more videos whenever West Indies come back over to.
Yeah, we're back. We're back in Ireland in
twice.
May.
Twice, isn't it? Is it not? Is it not twice? Oh no! The women's.
It's the women's and the men's in. I want to say it's May next year sometime, but either way, I'll be there. So, but we'll talk on that.
Yeah, you have 18 games to attend next
year.
Yeah. You're gonna have to leave your school job. You're just gonna be traveling around watching West Indies. Yeah, but anyway, right here is my thing, Mash. So, I'm actually going to talk about white. I usually talk about red ball cricket. I feel, but so Mash, let's say I want you to imagine with me, okay?
Mm.
You get the selector job. Congratulations, you're in Antigua now, and Darren Sammy is coming to you and said, "Okay, I saw all your videos saying that we just pick all the same T20 players all the time. Fine, put money where your mouth is. You have three to four uncapped players to play in the Sri Lanka series. Who are you picking?"
3 to 4 for T20s.
For T20, well, yeah, we'll do T20s. ODIs, I mean, who cares, really? Honestly, I don't know.
And is this? Can I pick anybody, or are we talking about young players?
Players that you think will improve our side for the 2026 World Cup in India.
Okay. 2026 World Cup. 1 sec. Let's just think about positions that we need. Boy.
Yeah. I'm Darren Sammy. I'm tapping my finger, being like, yeah, this man didn't know what he was talking about.
Hold on. I'll just. Okay, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Lewis. I know he's 32, but if he's anything back to what he's good at, then he has to go.
So the Evan Lewis thing is also interesting because Shea Hope has come in and done a pretty good, well, again, against a weakened South Africa team, but Shea Hope's come in and done a pretty good job. He's really part of the thing. Are you getting rid of Shea Hope, or are you getting rid of Brandon King then?
So it's Brandon King whose job would then, it's Brandon King whose spot would then come under threat because.
Oh, really?
Yes, because at the top of the order, ideally you want right hand, left hand. That's what they ideally want, right? That's why Ali Cathanes has been tried. That's why Kyle Mayers was tried for so long. You ideally want a right hand, left hand opener. So if Evan Lewis comes into the team, you have to then look at Hope and King and say who currently is displaying the better, and it's Shea Hope right now. But remember, I work on the metric that you've got to have strength in depth, and everybody's position has to be challenged by someone. So it's no bad thing for them to have King and Hope battling for the same spot. If you see what I mean. That's what a good team should have. So Evan Lewis, if he's on form and continues to show form in CPL, walks straight back into my West Indies team.
Okay. At least two others, maybe three.
Yeah. The next pick has to be Jewel Andrew. It doesn't matter if he's ready or not ready. The potential is too much to not have him there.
So and here's the question with Jewel. So I think right now for Antigua, he's coming in at about 5, maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
Where would you have him come in? Because I don't know if 5's his spot, to be honest.
No, I don't know if it is either, but I just have Jewel Andrew picked as I'm picking Jewel Andrew for 2 reasons. One, it's a no-brainer so that he gets to see what an international's. In fact, 3 reasons I'm picking Jewel Andrew. 1, he's 17, going to be 18. He gets to see from an early age what the international setup is like and the levels you have to reach to belong at the international stage. That's 1. 2, I know that if I don't call Jewel Andrew up to a West Indies team soon, he's going to go on the franchise circuit and we'll never get him back again. So I have to also call him up to let him know we are investing in you, we believe in you, and we don't want you to just become a franchise guy, so we're calling you up. That's the harsh reality of the situation, that you have to do it for that reason as well. And 3, he's there to add depth. So there's no way Jewel Andrew plays over Pooran, Powell, Rutherford, Hetmeyer, Chase, whoever it might be. But if one of them got injured, I've got no problem with Jewel Andrew stepping in to go and have a go.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. The feeling I've had with Jewel Andrew is I think he should be coming in at like 3, maybe. He should. I wonder if he could open actually in T20 cricket. That is, but I don't know. I don't know if he's ever done that there. But that's whenever I watch him play, that's what I kind of feel like he could be doing, like he maybe should be doing, is maybe opening or coming like a proper top order batter, and we might need that there compared to like again like at 4-5 we are very very stacked. Like,
Yeah.
but at 3. Like Pooran at 3 is really good. Okay, but Pooran at any stage of T20 cricket is going to be good. So, yeah, that's my thing. If you're like, okay, fair enough for youth man policy immediately. Okay, there you go. Right, you have one.
My third
go ahead.
pick. My third pick is Jaden Seals. Now I know that TKR probably aren't going to pick Jaden as much as they probably should. But I don't know I don't know how many fans remember before Jaden had his injury layoff, he went to the Sri Lanka League, whatever it's called, Lanka League, and he was one of the best bowlers in the Lanka League in T20 cricket. I think he was playing for someone like Jaffna Kings or something like that. So because we haven't seen Jaden extensively in T20 cricket, I think people assume he must just not be suited for T20 cricket. But my argument is very simple. When you have a bowler who has played 15 test matches and taken 62 wickets at 23 apiece, you can't not try him. You have to try him. If you're trying Shamar Joseph because he bowled down Australia at the Gabba, how are you not trying Jaden Seals, who's our best bowler, full stop? So you have to try him. You can't use TKR as your barometer as to whether we should or shouldn't try him, because TKR historically aren't good at giving young players a spot, including Jaden Seals. So if I'm West Indies, Jaden Seals comes into my T20 setup. I don't. To me, it's a no-brainer. But
that's an interest. I wasn't necessarily expecting it. And yeah, I haven't seen him. I can't remember the last time I've seen Jaden Seals bowl in T20. I've seen him bowl in ODIs and 50 over stuff.
So explain this to me. Why did Shamar Joseph get in our T20 team? What did he have in his resume to say that he should be in our T20 team?
Okay. Also, this is a quick aside, because sometimes this hasn't been talked about enough. Actually, I don't think about how poorly managed the last 6 to 8 months of Shamar Joseph have been. I remember Bish did the whole spiel after he did the thing at the Gabba that we need to protect him. We needed make sure he's all ready. How about this? He gets injured final game, immediately signs a Pakistan league thing, even though he's injured. Obviously, can't go to that there. Pakistan fans cuss him out because he then does an IPL deal. Okay, cool, whatever, IPL deal. Means he's going to miss the whole Red Bull series, whatever. But you can't cuss an IPL deal. Goes to IPL, plays one game, bowls a bunch of no balls and wides, and then that's his whole tournament over. Does nothing then for like 2 months. There's a whole 2 months there as well. And over that period, we played Nepal. Where he could have, where that would have been the perfect series for him to have played, to see if he's actually any good at T20 cricket. But no, he doesn't do that. So then he gets picked on the World Cup for pure vibes, and then again another month of nothing, of just carrying balls of water, and then we're all surprised when he arrives in England. Did he even make the warm-up game? Because he arrived late because of that hurricane.
You're right. He arrived late. He arrived about just over 48 hours before the test match. And
whenever he played, all the English commentators were, "Oh, let's see Shamar Joseph." And then obviously he pulls out a cramp. He can't play because he's been so poorly managed over that one time. If there was one thing that you wanted him for, a 3 test match series against England, imagine a fit Shamar Joseph. That would have been so much fun. But instead, we got this thing. It was the most pretty. Yeah, that was just off. Anyway, sorry. That was a rant I want to do for a long time, because that's just an annoying thing. We said we wanted to look after him, and then we just didn't. So
So I've got one more player for you, which is my total left field one.
Okay, yeah.
So West Indies must be one of the few teams in world cricket that doesn't seem to believe that you need a leg spinner. So they've tried Hayden Walsh, they've tried Yannick Carrier, they've tried. In fact, it's just those two really. I'm sure there's someone else I'm missing. So the next person I'm calling up is Abhijay Mansingh. There, I said it. I'm calling up Mansingh.
Just
I
is Mansingh, does he have a CPL contract right now?
No, he doesn't have one. But I'm calling him up, and the reason why I'm calling him up is because you need to. You don't look at Hayden Walsh and look at Yannick Carrier and go, well, they weren't good enough, so we're just gonna try have a team without a leg spinner. Go and look at someone else then. You've got to have a leg spinner. There has to be someone. So I'm calling up Abhijay Mansingh so I can go have a look at him and see how he gets on. I'm not saying that he's going to be good. I'm not saying that he's going to be a world beater, but I am saying that what international T20 side doesn't have a leg spinner? Who doesn't carry one?
I suppose I think I would disagree with that in regards, like, yeah, every international side does have a leg spinner, but every international side has a good leg spinner. Whereas, and the other thing I will say is this: I feel the way that Gudakesh Moti bowls is almost a bit more like it's almost a bit more like a leg spinner than a finger spinner. I don't know if that really makes sense. He grips the ball a lot. He lips the ball a lot. Whereas, like, if you think of Akil Hussain, he's darting that ball in. Like, Moti is more like lipping it up, in my opinion. But I rate Mansingh. I like Mansingh, but yeah, that's an interesting. Okay, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. You get Darren Sammy seal of approval. You
Listen,
stick on.
If Darren Sammy hears my justifications, we're at least having a conversation. He may not listen to me, but that's enough for us to at least have a conversation. So.
Okay. Next Monday we'll talk about your conversation with Cooley then, and
right.
we'll go from there.
No worries, man.
All right, see you later.
All right, cool. Catch you soon. Cool. I'm going to bring up this comment from Stephen Roach. Oh my God. West Indies cricket was much better organised during colonial times than under independent times. Discuss. If I tell you bad word right now, I will cuss bad words right now, on the show, and I'll lock off this whole show right now. I will. Stephen, what country are you from? I'm going to pelt you with a mango. I'll pelt you with a Julie mango right now. What country are you from? Which country is claiming Stephen? I think, Stephen, are you from Barbados? Which country is claiming you? It could never be Jamaica that's claiming you. Who is claiming Stephen? Who's claiming Stephen right now? Someone claim him. Is it Trinidad? Is it Trinidad or Barbados? One of you two claim Stephen right now. Right. Anyways, let's move on. Josh, you're up next. Three more callers. And then I'm gonna lock this one off. Everyone's saying that Stephen's from Trinidad. That name sounds like a Barbados name, But right, Josh, let's bring on Josh. Josh, how you doing?
Man, she sent out a search warrant. No. Only on the CCP will get this, Only
yeah, for real.
Fireball and I are going to go to war one day, but you see, lucky I don't know him, and lucky he's never known me. But anyways, about Trinidad, though, I don't even want to start on that because where would start. But anyways, I want to start with this. I do agree with you in terms of the Test cricket. But I have a feeling, especially with England, I agree, and you're right. I spent 18 months in England.
Yeah.
It's a day out. You know how
Yeah.
much you invited me to come and watch county cricket?
Yeah.
It's and mate, I mean, when I saw that, I said to myself, we don't even make club cricket here in the Caribbean a day out. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I thought that to my mind, I said cricket was down bad out here. Cricket down bad in the Caribbean. We don't even make club cricket here in the Caribbean a day out, or even a thing. You know?
People don't even know club cricket exists. Really.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So, but the day night thing, I actually said to myself, because I remember I told you guys I have my master's in sports marketing. And one of the research that I did was understanding the culture of the Caribbean and the rest of the world when it comes on to nights.
Yeah.
And what stood out to me is, which you would know, Mash, we in the Caribbean love a night out.
Yes.
And I think I surveyed about 20 to 30 people. And about 85% of them said they would go and watch a test match after work.
Yeah.
And it would be like a nice evening out, you know? Especially a Friday and a Saturday evening, for sure. So I think if we had day night tests, I do think we would get like, I would say like a solid 2 to 6, maybe 2 to 5,000 people in the ground. What do you think?
How much would you say? 2 to what?
2 to 5,000 for a day night.
I reckon 2,000 minimum would turn up for a day-night test match. But Josh, hold on. Hold that thought. I'm going to come back to you and resume this. It's just because Kev, who's after you, he has to go. So I'm going to go and quickly put him on. Then that point, I'm going to come back to you to carry that point on.
Okay, no problem.
All right,
no
problem.
No
yeah, cool. 1 sec. So Josh's point was, by the way, for those of you who are wondering where we're going to pick that one back up. He reckons a day-night match in the Caribbean, we'd get 2,000 minimum in a ground if it was 5,000 tops if it was day-night. I think he may have a point there, but we'll come back to that. Kev, you're on.
Hello, mate.
How you doing?
So just a quick one, and hopefully it doesn't end up in legal action. But so cricket is absolutely at its saturation point at the moment.
Yes.
In my view, the customers are no longer the fans, the betting companies, the TV companies, the Indian owners, and others. There's so much cricket. There's not really any appeal for the fans to turn up. Whether it's
are you talking about?
Cricket,
okay, fine. Yeah,
I'm talking generally as the sport.
Yeah.
There's not much appeal for the fans to turn up for most of the formats. I don't think India, Australia, in either country will sell out for test matches. I think cricket's in a pretty bad space. I just wonder when's the explosion. I mean, these T20 leagues are like they're like cash only barbershops on the high street.
Yeah,
they're cleaning money, and at some point it's gonna stop. And then where's cricket then?
So, have you ever been to those New Zealand Smash ones?
Yep.
So, do you, Jared? I spoke to Jared. Go on.
Yeah, so New Zealand Super Smash is slightly different because it's largely based on players playing for the teams that they play throughout the summer. So we don't have the money in there. We don't have the overseas players come in. You might get a couple of players might pop over from Australia, but they tend to stay for the duration. It's not based on money. It's not based on anything other than the fact it's a competition to enable our players to play that format.
Yeah.
But it's completely different. We haven't franchised it as such. But I just think cricket as it is at the moment, there's just too much of it, and something's going to have to give.
So I long have held the opinion that the something that's going to give is that there is going to be, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but I think there is a Lance Armstrong situation heading for cricket. Some people say, oh, that's when they'll say we've already had that with Hansi Cronje. No, that was nothing. That in the grand scheme of thing, that was nothing. That was before the T20 down bad leagues. I reckon there is I don't know which journalist is going to be the one who's going to be brave enough to expose it, but I
You're going
genuinely
to hide in
believe.
pretty fast afterwards.
Yeah, it's exactly right. But I genuinely believe the level of corruption, money laundering, match fixing that some of these leagues are. And when I say some of these leagues, Kev, I mean even the people that run the leagues are in on it. So it's not about individual players or team owners.
No.
I'm saying from the inception of the league itself, it's like an illegal bank. You know, like when you go into a house and they're running an illegal bank in there or something. Not that I've ever been in one, but it's like an illegal bank saying, and a guy saying to all of his mates, "Oh, come and invest in this league. I'm getting away with it. You can all wash your money through my league, and no one's going to do anything because it's all unregulated." I reckon we are within 5 years. The big explosion and scoop on how corrupt this all is gonna blow cricket wide open.
Because as a business, it doesn't make sense because the outlying leagues don't have anyone in the ground.
Yeah.
The players are being paid a fortune.
Yeah.
The TV rights are unconfirmed until a week before the tournament, so there's no money in that. So where the hell is the money coming from?
Listen,
and where's it going?
The other day,
podcast in itself, but yeah.
One of us. Wait, am I frozen or is Kevin frozen? Who's frozen? About right. We're good. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of the money that's going through some of these leagues is like drug cartel money. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this is real, proper drug cartel money and it's being cleaned up in all of these leagues, because there is no rational explanation that anyone can give me for some of these leagues to explain how they're operating.
Yep.
I can't even tell.
The Stanford store is minor compared to this one.
Yeah. Stanford was obviously doing a Ponzi scheme and stealing people's pensions. And what's funny though, Kev, is that we all know that Stanford's league was done off corruption, and yet that was 2000. When was he exposed? 2050? I can't remember. But the point is, we all know that Stanford was based on corruption. So are people really telling me that Stanford was the only corrupt person who got involved in a T20 league? Come on. That doesn't make any sense.
All I say is that people still buy those Lance Armstrong books. It's fascinating.
So
cool. Cheers, Mash.
Yeah, no worries, Kev. Thanks a lot, yeah?
Take it easy.
Yeah, catch up soon.
Cheers. Bye now.
Bye. So Kev has just brought in one day I'll properly get this podcast shut down. But Kev has brought up the point that I've long believed that these T20 leagues it's more money laundering. It's all, and that's why some of you, and there's some of you in this chat right now, that's why when some of you are like chatting loads and going back and forth about, oh yeah, and Trimbago did this, and Amazon Warriors did this, and St. Kitts did this, I'm thinking, do you lot know you're arguing over corruptness though? Like, it's not real. It's corrupt. It's actually corrupt. Like, this isn't real sport that we're watching. Like, you know that people are teething and they're washing their money through this stuff. So anyways, you lot are better than me. Come on, IPL 20, what year was it in IPL? 2015, when they shut down two of the teams because they were cheating. Chennai Super Kings, and who was the other team they shut down? Was it Mumbai? There was two teams they shut down in IPL because they realized that those two teams were just cheating and it was corrupt. And that's IPL. So you mean to tell me that it happens in IPL, but it doesn't happen anywhere? Come on, man. And this is before we talk about the players. I feel sorry for Devon Thomas, because Devon Thomas got held. He was teething and doing whatever he was doing, but Devon Thomas got held out to dry, like, oh, there he is. That's the match fixer. Devon Thomas ain't even anybody in the grand scheme of things. They always do this. They always hang out a little guy and say, you see, we're catching them. The biggest thieves in cricket are the most famous. You see those famous players, they're all thieving. They're all spot fixing, match fixings, this, that. Come on, man. The only reason I don't tell you who I know about who's match fixing is because they'll send a gunman for me. So that's why I can't tell you lot. They'll legitimately send a gunman for me. So I can't say anyone's name, but people are legitimately match fixing. Like some of your biggest stars in cricket are match fixing on a regular. They're match fixing like they're eating breakfast. Like it's just normal settings. They're just eating breakfast. That's how normal it is for them. Come on, man. Come on. You lot don't know. Let me drink some juice. That's the only reason we might win the test series against Bangladesh, because they're going to come here and match fix the defeat so we can win that test series. So it's all right. Then, man, will make sure that we win that one. Just do a little quick match fixing for us. Right, okay. I was just about to put Josh on, and now he's disappeared. Right, so Osprey says that Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings were suspended for match fixing. See? That's what I was talking about. So in big IPL, the biggest league in the world, cricket, 2 teams got done for match fixing, and we're supposed to believe that in 2024 it doesn't exist. Yeah, sorry, just to confirm, every single thing I just said was alleged. I'm not saying that any of that is true. Allegedly, everything I just said, allegedly. I don't know if it's actually true. It's all alleged stuff. I've got no facts. I've got no evidence to back any of this up. Allegedly, all of this stuff is going down. Apart from Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings, them man were fixing. Them man were match fixing. That's not alleged. You lot were cheating in 2013. No alleged for that one. So, right, let's move on. Josh, back to Josh. Yes, Josh, you're back.
Hey, Mike, wait, before I forget, let's see where they take the end of the CPL next year. I said what I said.
Okay.
I said what I said.
You said what you said, yeah, I hear you.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
What is understood don't need to be explained. I said what I said. Anyways, before anybody come look us up, back to what we were talking about. I do think we will get 2,000 to 5,000, 2,000 minimum, 5,000 maximum in a day-night test match in the Caribbean, especially Friday and Saturday night. And on Sunday, you might catch people coming in around 2 o'clock. I think us in the Caribbean, we need to forget about people coming early. Like, let's forget that. That's not happening.
Yeah, forget all that. That's part of the problem with test match. You can't expect a lot of people, generally speaking, in the Caribbean to turn up 10 o'clock for... No, it's just, it don't make no sense.
No.
But
no.
I'm just thinking, the only problem with a day-night test, I think...
The problem with it is expensive, because here in the Caribbean, we have to pay light bills and all of that. And I think that's why you don't start out of it, because of the lights and all the other expenses that come with it. You know what I mean?
But then, I hear you, Josh. I hear all that. But at the same time, you have to... Again, I do go back to like Cricket West Indies and say...
Right.
You have to think outside the box. Like, we know what doesn't work, so how does doing more of what doesn't work gonna fix anything?
I know.
If you see what I mean.
And I agree. No, and I agree. But I don't know. I mean, this goes to Johnny Gray's point. Where is the money coming from? We need the money. We can't. I can guarantee if we had the money in the Caribbean, we'd be playing on a lot more day-night test matches. I promise you that. We'd be playing more. This
is why I think we need to go and bust Alan Stanford back out of jail. because the if Vibes Cartel can leave prison, then Alan Stanford can leave prison. That's all I'm saying, you know. Free Alan Stanford. Free him.
the man. Free the man. Free the savior of T20 cricket.
free up Machaji, Alan Stanford, you know. But on a serious note, we, unless we get somebody who's like a multi-billionaire, I just don't see how we're gonna switch these things around.
No, I don't think so. Let me just go to my last one because I know. First of all, Machel, I think we need to put on some odds, betting odds on whether Machel can ever keep time check of 1 hour. Like, it's never happened with you. We can forget that. The odds are stacked against you, mate. I'm gonna just read it. I read some stats before. The reason why I talk about Evan Lewis a lot, because I know you and I are both genuine fans of him. Obviously, we have our disappointment with him. So far, Evan Lewis is averaging, I think he's something like 53 over the CPS so far. He's at 172 across 3 games. How do you read that? 3 games, 172.
Wait, has he played 3 games already?
Yes.
What? St. Kitts have only played 2.
No, they played 3. They played the opener with Antigua Hawks here, and then they played it 2 on the weekend.
Have they won a game yet? Oh, they beat Antigua.
Yes.
Okay, so
Is that a good start for him?
Yes, it is. I think I've been led to believe that Evan Lewis wants to represent the West Indies again. That's what I've been told. That's what I've been led to believe.
I've been told the same.
There is what I noticed with Evan across these 3 innings so far, and obviously the 100's the last one. You can I'm starting to see a bit of. Josh has gone, boy. Hold on. Where's Josh? See, this is what happens. Josh said free Alan Stanford, and now look, now his whole thing is a lock off. I don't know what's going on for Josh. You see, that's what happens. That's why you can't talk about certain things. That's why when I talk my slackness, I make sure that I'm still in London when I talk my slackness. As soon as I touch the Caribbean, I humble myself quickly because I don't know how it's gonna go already if I don't humble myself. So there's two versions of me, you know. There's a London version, and then there's a Caribbean version. You better believe I'll be humbling when I go to Jamaica next year to visit my parents. You best believe I'm humbling myself. You think I'm talking this reckless? Never. Well, looks like Josh has been got. They came for him. It was good knowing you, Josh. Still, it was good knowing you. You offered some levity to proceedings on the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. You tried to talk your truth. They came and got you. It gets like that sometimes. It gets like that. Let this be a lesson to everyone. Don't talk truth about cricket in the Caribbean while still being in the Caribbean, because they will come for you. Look at this now. I'm just talking to an empty screen. Josh gone. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know who got him, but Josh has gone. But they kidnapped him, you know. Free my guy Josh. Free him. Let's move on. We have to move on. Vanetta, whilst I try and send let me try and send the money to free Josh. The match fixer's got him, boy. Vanetta, you're up next. I don't know what happened to Josh, but you're up next, Vanetta.
Good night, CCP family. Hey, Mash, good luck with your presentation.
Yeah, listen. Soon as I finish talking to you, that's what I'm going straight back to finish that, you know.
I can't laugh too much because one of the points I'm bringing up is from something you and Santoki did weeks ago. But we got Labor Day today, so I'm actually home and can actually be on and conversing rather than AirPods and the people work. But
yeah.
So what I'm bringing up from maybe about 3 weeks ago was when you and Santoki were talking and wondering why we keep referencing the 70s, 80s West Indies team as a comparison. And for me, I would have a problem when we stop doing that. You're a teacher. If you've got a child in the middle of the class, do you tell him to aspire to be the top student or just be happy that he's better than the worst student?
Okay, yeah, I hear you. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay.
I mean, that was when we were the team to beat. And if we get to the point where we were like, well, we beaten Bangladesh and Papua New Guinea, so we good. I guess that's when I would say we have a problem with cricket overall in the Caribbean.
Okay, that argument makes sense, and I can't disagree with it. But sometimes I feel that the greats are used as a whip to beat the current players with. I'm not saying them. I'm not saying they are the ones that do this, but sometimes I think the conversation around them is like, why can't you be this great? Like, why can't you be like us? This guy used to do this. So my take has always been, so you know your point about you wouldn't tell someone in your class. So if I wouldn't go into a class and be like, just try and be better than that guy instead of trying, you know, that point you made about you should be trying to be the best. But check this out. What if your class is the dunce class? Then what? What do you do then?
I mean, I know we done bad, but we're not getting all the way to the dunce class.
Oh boy, you see, this is what happens when I'm doing the show late at night, you know.
I mean, I get it, and I get that people sort of use the greats. I also personally, and this is just me getting to big anti stage. I think the team back then, they were pretty much the only team of color that was playing good cricket and could beat, quote unquote, the colonizers. And I think that was also part of their mindset, where it's like, you're not going to put us down. We're going to play you and hit us with as many balls as you like. We're going to stand there. I don't think that mindset, because of how the world has changed over the last, 20, 30 decades, it's not the same for the current players. So I think they had that extra motivation.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
To just do what they had to do to win. But that was just my 2 cents on that.
No, I do. Do you know what? That last point you made, I do agree with that. And I do think we cannot understate how much the team of the 70s, 80s, early 90s was very much about, and in the time they were playing in, was very much about identity and empowerment. Whether they will say it or not say it, for the people watching, that's what it meant. And that when that is your driving force, that hits differently to a present generation who, well, they don't have, if they feel it, they don't feel it as deeply as people are feeling it in the 70s and 80s and 90s.
Exactly. So I think that's a big difference. But the second point, I do believe that Test cricket is a bit too long. And I don't know how we're going to rectify that for the new generation. I mean, you look at it in even the ODI, you pay your ticket price, you go in, you see an entire game. Beginning to end, you get a decision before you walk out of the stadium.
Yeah.
That is not the case with Test cricket. And I just think the world right now does not facilitate taking 5 days off to look cricket, or even 4. So for in the stand attendance, I am not sure that's going to change, even if the newer generation gets to appreciate cricket. You just can't take time off from work the same way I think you used to be able to back in the day. And you also have the option of it's being streamed for quite a few of them. So it's not a case of it's either you go to the match or you hear what happened. You can be at work, put it on your computer, and you're still seeing it without having to take the day off.
But again, as I think I said to some guests earlier on, would that change if West Indies were the best team? If West Indies were the best team in the world, do you still think people would be sitting at home not going to the cricket? Because I think they'd go. I think people would go if West Indies were really good.
They would go on the weekends. Some would go during the week, but I still think it wouldn't be the same as it was sort of
It
back
wouldn't
in
be.
the
It
day.
wouldn't. It wouldn't be packed stadiums.
It wouldn't be packed stadiums
Okay,
because
I agreed on that.
I think the people who are still looking test cricket, got this little thing called responsibilities that need to pay mortgage and rent and those sort of things. So if there's the option to be at work and still see it,
Then
they're gonna take that. So
No, I hear you. I hear you. I want to believe that there's still a way to entice people back to watch it, but I know in my heart of hearts that you're right. So,
well, the other
yeah.
thing too is back in the day it used to be a family thing.
Yes.
Like you get up in the morning, you cook your food, you pack your basket, you go to the grounds. I don't think you can carry food in anymore.
Depends. That's a good point,
So I mean, think of it if you're a family of parents and 4 children. Before you wake up, you cook what you gotta cook, pack it in the basket. All you gotta pay to get in is the ticket to get in. Now, if you gotta pay for food for 6 people and it's not inexpensive when you get there, then you're just not gonna go because you can't afford it.
So when I was in Trinidad, we were able to carry food in and drinks. But bear in mind, only the lower half of what stand was it again? Was it the Caribbean stand? That was the only part open. But I don't know until I go to other grounds around the region. I don't know. At Lords in England, you're only allowed. Just to give an example, you're only allowed to carry in. I think it's 2 cans of beer or 1 bottle of wine, and maybe I don't know what food you're allowed to carry. So there's different rules for different places, but either way, your point is valid in so much as if you're not even going to make the experience viable for people, then again, there's no reason for them to go. And then this is before we consider the fact that the food then in the ground that they're selling is rip-off food. So the whole thing is problematic. If you see what I mean, yeah.
So my final point is something that I'm going to disagree with you on. I don't really want to see Joel Andrew anywhere close to the senior team for another 2 years. I get your point about making it known that we're interested, but I think we've, over the past couple of years, we've done enough of, he looks promising, we'll throw him in the senior team, and then they go there again. I mean, he looks perfectly fine in CPL. Actually looks really good in CPL.
Yeah.
How do you think he's going to go against some of the... Because, I mean, not all of the international players here are top line.
So, I have an answer. So, to clarify with Jewel, I'm not saying play Jewel. I'm just saying carry Jewel. And if you if in a series, let's say we play a 5-match series versus England, I'd have no complaints if they played him in 1 match, just cause.
Just to see.
But yeah, just to see. And then they go to a next T20 series and they play him in 1 match out of 3 or 1 match out of 5. Then a next one. And in all of that, I'm saying to Joel Andrew, you're not ready yet. But we know that you are super talented, so we're carrying you. So by the time you do play properly, you would have had a year and a half of being around the senior setup, so that you're not in awe of what the experience means. Like, I think we've got to be better at talent identification. If basically is what I'm getting at. Like, anybody with 2 eyes can already tell that Jewel has something that a lot of youths his age and slightly above do not have. He has that special X factor. So what is he going to lose the X factor between 17 and 20? He could do, unlikely. So what's going to change between 17 and 20? He'll know a bit more about his game. He'll know a bit more about himself, but he'll still be the same cricketer who's got huge potential and upside. And because our talent pool is so shallow, I would already pick him to just be part of the experience, but not with an intention to play him, if you see what I'm saying.
Okay, I can do that. I can agree with that. So he'll be part of the team, quote unquote, but not
Yes.
actively playing every game.
No, he's good,
But if
but he'll
there's
be
like
he'll be part of the training. He'll play in some practice like squad stuff that we do, but I'm not exposing him to actually play any games, but I'm just investing in him. Because if I carry Jewel Andrew with my team, so you see when West Indies go to Sri Lanka, they go to Sri Lanka in October to play 3 T20s. The advantage of carrying Jewel Andrew with my team to Sri Lanka is I know that the level of coaching and development he gets just being out there exceeds anything that happens for him back home
in the Caribbean.
Do you see what I mean? So that's the other reason why I'm doing it, because it's a higher level of coaching that he's going to be able to have access to.
So he'll be traveling with the team per se, but he'll be more cricket playing, like A-team games and that sort of stuff. That's where he's going to be doing most of his actual playing.
Basically,
but he'll be sort of training and developing with the senior team. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I'm doing it, not to actually put him in the team.
Okay. All right. Then I take back my disagreement.
Listen, Vanetta, I'm gonna call it there simply because.
Yep. That was all I had.
Yeah, no worries. But listen, thank you for coming on. Yeah.
No problem. I don't know when I'll be on again. When I can get away from work early.
It'll be a pleasure whenever you do come on.
Okay, no problem. Take care.
All right, take care. Yeah, no problem.
Bye.
Right. Okay. Where are we? Right. So I paid the ransom fee, and Josh has been released. I don't know who took him, but they told me to wire the funds. So I wired the funds and I freed him still. Don't know who took him, but he's free. So I'm giving Josh 2 minutes to make his final point. Then I literally have to go to finish off this presentation and go to my bed. So let me bring Josh back on. You're lucky. I wired the remaining funds that CCP have to free up this guy, you know. Yes, Josh. What are you saying?
I have to mind people. The Jedi is here. You know what I mean? No, I really just called back to say I survived because boy, that was drama. I'm not going to lie, that was drama. But I just going to make that last point. Jewel Andrew, he's basically our Mbappe in cricket. All of that, take your time. All of that, take your time. There is something very special about this boy. Yes, I mean, I don't mind the one game here, one game there, but I think he's too good. He's too good. He's essentially our Mbappe in cricket for West Indies.
So you're saying play him quickly?
Not like maybe next year. Let him play end this year, get through the year. Next year, get him involved. Especially in the what's that? The regional tournament we have again, the
Super 50.
But everything regional about the Caribbean, the Super 50, the 4-day championship, have him playing. Have him playing. He's essentially the Mbappe of our cricket.
So Leeward Islands have already started picking him for 4-day. So that's my argument. If Leeward Islands are already saying that Jewel Andrew at 17 is good enough to come straight into their best 11 in the Leeward Islands, I'm assuming he'll be picked for Super 50 by Leeward Islands. So obviously the jump from regional cricket to international is huge. But I say, how often does West Indies get a generational talent? We knew that Jaden Seals was a generational talent, and we started playing it, and we started playing him at 19 years old. Was anyone saying don't play Jaden Seals then? No, because they realized he was a generational talent. So it's just about how many people think that Jewel Andrew is a generational talent or not.
I mean, look what we're doing with Shamar Joseph. Nobody's stopping that. Everyone is saying, get him in, get him in, get him in. You understand? And he's 24, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
on all of that thought, man, Jewel Andrew is literally the Mbappe of cricket here in the Caribbean. Like, you know that saying, Matt, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah.
That's Jewel Andrew. Remember shipping around trying to play for West Indies at 16 years old? Yeah. If you're good enough, you're old enough.
No. Shiv didn't debut at 16.
I think if it wasn't 16, it was definitely 17.
No. I need to look this one up. You sure about that one?
Yeah, check it right now. I'm staying on the line right now.
I'm checking right now. No way did Shiv debut at
if it wasn't 16,
19.
It was 19.
Yeah, but that point is still relevant though.
Yeah.
Jaden Seals was 19. Shiv was 19. Jewel Andrew. Let me just see when Jewel turns 18. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Jewel Andrew. So Jewel turns 18 in 3 months' time. So
Yeah,
like
next year, have that man play. Have him play him.
So yeah, a year from now, Jewel Andrew will be on the cusp of turning 19. So by your reckoning, he should be playing for West Indies within a year.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. As a matter of a fact, I would say this before we jump out, before then come back to me and give you back your ransom money. I would consider to take him a part of the World Cup squad to India and Sri Lanka. Anyway, I'm coming up before I get killed.
Right, listen, thank you for being on the show, Josh.
Yeah.
See you next week. Later.
Yeah, man, cheers, mate.
Where's that? Sorry, 1 second. What is it? So this is before I lock it off, people. Sorry, let's take this off now. God, my ears are hurting. I shouldn't be. Am I echoing still? I shouldn't be echoing anymore. Am I still echoing? I shouldn't be echoing. So this is a good point from Daniel, because I was wondering this the other day when I saw Jewel playing CPL. In my head, I was like, but basically what? Ain't this youth man got class to go to? I was thinking this. When I saw him hitting his 50, I was like, no, but what's going on? How's this youth man just banging out 50 in CPL like he don't have exams to study for? So, same thing I'm wondering, Daniel. This boy ain't got class. When Mfaka, the South African boy, did you see the interview that he said? He said he came on tour to play West Indies, and after each match, he was running back to the hotel to go study his books because he's got exams in South Africa when he gets back. So what's Jewel Andrew doing? Man ain't got tests. Man ain't got no tests to study for. No SATs. No SATs to revise for. No nothing. What's going on for Jules? Anyone who knows Jewel Andrew or knows anything about the school system in Antigua, like, so what? He just allowed to just come play cricket. These time, man only finished CXC 1 year ago. Oh my God. Look at this. Jewel Andrew finished CXC 1 year ago, and he's scoring big runs in CPL. These times, I'm just talking to a podcast. But listen, people, let me get out of here because I've got a presentation to go finish. I've got some clothes to go hang up. I've got some stuff to sort out. Let me go. Listen, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone who came on the show tonight. Caribbean Cricket Podcast. You don't know how we do already. Like, share, subscribe on your way out. Share it with people. I think I've shared Caribbean Cricket Podcast to all the places it can possibly be shared to, but you lot all know more places. So share the podcast, get more people following the movement, and we'll go from there. See you lot very soon. Content coming later this week. Catch you later.
We rule the cricket world. Now the rule seems coming.
Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.